Okay, you got a nice gank from Lee Sin. So, yeah. Senna gameplay. Ooh. Nice. That's a flash. Very important ability coming out there. There we go. Nice.
Hearts beat together.
You lucky dog. Nope. Goodbye. Okay, so Senna's passive is called Absolution. Hello, is this thing on? Okay, Senna's passive is called Absolution. She can attack souls that spawn from dead enemies to absorb their mist. She can also siphon mist from enemy champions she hits twice, dealing 6% of their current health as bonus physical damage, which has a 4-second cooldown per target. So let's just talk about that and show you how it looks. So I have a couple of enemy training dummies here just to represent that. So you can see that the mist is just siphoning, basically. You can see the effect. So it's a 4-second cooldown on each target. So as you can see, she changes how she moves. Her hand moves and it's like she's absorbing stuff. So that's her passive. You can see that these orbs spawn. Each stack of mist grants 1 attack damage. Each 20 stacks of mist grant 25 attack range and 15 critical strike chance. 35% of excess critical strike chance is converted into lifesteal. Okay, so the minions are trying to interrupt my commentary and they're successful. Alright, so yeah, this is a relatively long passive. It also has another part called Relic Cannon. Excuse my misspeaking. Senna's attacks take extra time to fire, dealing 14 bonus physical damage on hit, and briefly grant her 15% of the target's movement speed. You know, we'll have to see how this actually works in game as well and see how it is, because Senna gains adaptive force instead of ability power from Spells Thief's Edge and the items it builds into. So yeah, that's her passive. It's pretty long. So here's Tribute. The basic attack against the champion or building grants gold per unique spell cast, and Absolution. This is how much I've gained so far, and this is the gold quest. They are persistent, these minions. So also I want to talk to you about the Q, which is similar to Lucian's with a much longer range. It's called Piercing Darkness. Costs 100 mana and it shoots a piercing bolt of shadow through an ally or enemy. I know that's not in the proper order that is listed, but it's still the same. Enemies hit take 140 plus 10 physical damage. So she scales off of AP and AD. So allied champions hit are healed for 100, which is hybrid damage. So it scales off of AD and AP, this ability. So for the healing, if you want to heal more, you can build AP and AD. Say one of these items. Let me show you the Bilge Water Cutlass, and complete it with a Hextech revolver, you get a Hextech gunblade. So that's something to think about. Last embrace on her W, Senna sends forth the Black Mist, dealing 70 plus 13 physical damage to the first enemy hit. After 1 second delay, the target and other nearby enemies are rooted for 1.45 seconds. So basically 1.5 seconds.
You have slain an enemy.
I've seen too much of this, but I won't close my eyes.
These people get rooted. Round up the numbers, and they're standing close to each other. It's interesting because it combines the root. Okay, so Curse of the Black Mist. Senna dissolves into a cloud of mist for 6 seconds, becoming a wraith. Allied champions who enter the mist are camouflaged and become wraiths when they leave. So here is an example of that ability. If I can just cast it without hitting an enemy, there you go. It's camouflaged. Well, I saw that coming. For a certain amount of time. So wraiths gain 20% movement speed. You can't see that on an allied target dummy. They are unselectable and hide their identities as long as no enemy champions are nearby. Okay, and Dawning Shadow is her ultimate, which costs 100 mana. This is a global ult. It's Senna. She finds a way to be broken. So I can't do this alone. Senna fires a blast of light with global range. Enemy champions hit take 250 damage. So scaling with physical and ability power. Allied champions hit in a wider area receive a shield for 3 seconds that absorbs 120 that scales with AP. So the only way you can really build this champion as a real support is to go AP for the shield and heal values. Other than that, the shield's ability power scales with the amount of mist Senna has collected. Additionally, just any type of fight around the map taking place with this ult hit correctly will change the entire skirmish. Okay, I also wanted to show you a couple of keybinds I prefer to use on Senna. So the first one that I love to unbind on my ability key is Q. So a lot of the time I keep it like this. They're all highlighted because I'm used to playing the game this way. However, if it's more comfortable for you to do this, I'm not stopping you. So another champion that's relatable to this Q is Vi. So something else that I would like to use is another champion to demonstrate that. So Vi, you have to hold her Q down and then cast it. This champion, if you auto cast it, it's a bit uncomfortable for me, honestly. If you just keep it auto cast it instead of hold to click. So as you can see, no indicator comes up. But if I unbind that, no indicator also comes up because the ability is not up. So you have to wait for that to come off of cooldown. And you can see that it gives you an option to look at the ability's range. And when you come up to a minion, you can angle it. So this is something that you would have to do with your W manually, is aim it. However, here it points to where you need to shoot, similar to Lucian's Q. So only if they dodge this fat ability, they can get out of range. Other than that, it's a point to click and it's not horrible. And I don't think it's horrible because there's an option to dodge this fat skill shot. It is bigger than Lucian's Piercing Light. However, think about a Rise Q, which is a lot more annoying per se. You can't necessarily dodge it because when he runs up to you, you're snared. So let's talk about the rooting ability. Quick cast with indicator. That's what I wanted to talk about. So we will use Control Q for our Q ability here. Because all you have to do with the quick cast with indicator is aim your ability and it fires automatically. So your Q will get casted faster just from you aiming the ability as fast as you possibly can. Like Dash from the Incredibles may say, fast as you can? Yes, as fast as you can.
Wish I could remember to dream.
Your Q does damage to towers, and also you don't have to step up to it to hit the tower. You can just safely poke it with an enemy minion, that is. So it does damage. Also, is get used to using your level up abilities with your spells. So it's Control Q, Control W, Control E, and Control R. Those are the first I would recommend any player to learn the key bindings to.